So, this Halloween, with my friends, this year's Halloween, I was going trick-or-treating with my friends, and I thought it would be really cool if we went trick-or-treating, because usually we only just gave kids candy, but this year, just gave, this year, we promised we can do Halloween. So, this year, so we went to go trick-or-treating to do some houses. Then there was one time in Halloween when something went terribly wrong. So I wanted to go to the theater over there, even though it was pretty empty and it was playing some horror movies. But my friends said no. I decided not to go there. So we went off to trick-or-treating. So we walked to this neighborhood that was over here while we were trick-or-treating in our costumes. And then we decided to visit some more houses. So I got in my car with my friends. So we got in the car, drove to another neighborhood, and we just went. Then, later then, we found a neighborhood, and it looks like it was pretty packed with trick-or-treaters. So we started trick-or-treating until we noticed that every single house was empty. Well, we trick-or-treated some of them, but all of them were empty. So we decided to do something better. But there was one house that was clearly opened. One of my friends found the house and shout out, "Hey guys, I think I found a house." Me and my friend, Vera Freddy, approached that house. And then we noticed a weird looking kid on its house. We didn't know if it was an adult or a kid or a teenager or a grandma. Well, we didn't know. "Trick or treat," said all my friends. Then the guy just did a devious smile at us. And he said, "This year, Halloween must come to an end." He drags himself on the floor. And then, out of nowhere, he just disappears when his lights turn off. All of my friends were freaking out of what happened. We didn't know what was going on, so we thought that our trick-or-treating was done. So we just called it a trick-or-treating day, and we just went home and just watched scary movies. It went our separate ways. But then my friends wanted to go in my car, so we can drive to the theater drive. So me and my friends just went to my car, and then we just went to the theater drive. The movie that me and my friends saw at the theater drive was The Killer Ducks, which was a great movie I had to watch. And with my friends, they really liked the movie, and we even brought some snacks. But then something went terribly wrong. We heard screaming out of nowhere. "Ah! What the frick was that? Oh no! Guys, you might want to see this." What? So, we noticed that something was outside of the car. So me and my friends went outside of the car to check out that noise. So me and my friends, when we investigated it, we noticed something strange. It was the old guy that we saw from Halloween when we were going trick-or-treating. And then we noticed that there was some kind of light shining on him. Our light was shining on him. And then we're like, what the heck? Isn't this the guy that we saw at Halloween? Yeah, it was. Everybody stay calm. I know how to handle this. let's just continue watching the movie, okay? Let's just pretend nothing happened, okay? What do you mean? What do you mean just pretend that nothing happened? There's literally a dead body in the back of our car. What do people think, that we killed somebody, huh? Here, we'll just bury the body. That's even worse. But at first glance, my mind thought maybe we can just hide it back to its house. So I secretly grabbed the body and started walking away. Then my friends noticed that I was gone, but then they continued watching the movie. Well, I was just trying to return this guy's body to his trick-or-treating house. So once I returned his body to his house, I noticed something. His lights on his house turned off again. What the heck? What, again? Then he was gone once again. I started freaking out and tried to run to my friends. I started running really fast back to the drive-in theater. Then that's when things started to get weird. So we watched the movie after a long 14-minute movie, and it was pretty good, I'm not gonna lie. But then something weird happened. Our connection of our car dismantled, and then out of nowhere came out this message, and out of nowhere the movie stops, and the movie is muted for some reason. Then we noticed that there was a signal that just had inside of our electric car, and then we heard a eerie and unsettling voice that we heard from earlier when we were trick-or-treating. And then that's when our radio signal wouldn't turn on. Then the movie started playing again. Volume was back. Then we continued watching the movie. My VR Freddy friend was kind of freaking out a little, so he kind of slept on the movie. But then he noticed his phone was ringing. Oh gosh. Hello?
Hello? Are you one of those guys who trick-or-treated at my house?
Yeah? What do you want?
Well, I'm watching you all the way from the theater drive.
My friend, he noticed that, but then he noticed that the guy was actually watching us. He was watching us, staring at us, at our every move. He was eerie and scary. My friend was freaking out, and then he looked on my back and was like, dude, I don't think we have much time to watch this movie. And I was like, why? Because there was somebody that was watching us. Look out the window. So we all look out the window. And then he wasn't there anymore. Then my friend over there was like, maybe that was just your imagination. And then we continued on with watching the movie. And then that's when things started to get weird. So we heard this knock on the back of our trunk. And then I asked my other friend at the back to answer it. And he's like, okay, shockingly as he said. And then he watched it. Oh my god! What the freak is it, dude? Stop screaming! Stop! You're actually getting me nostalgia. How? You're actually stressing me by screaming and saying like, oh, there's somebody watching us. Like, no, there's not, dude. Just because it's Halloween doesn't mean that there's something wrong going here. Just whatever, dude. No, actually, somebody's watching us. Maybe it is my paranoia, my friend said. And then I started to little sleep on the movie. I started to sleep on the movie once we got into the middle of the movie. Then I started sleeping. I don't know what happened next, but I'm sure that I heard some two people in my car screaming. Dude, wake up, wake up, wake up.
Tonight, Halloween comes to an end.
No. My friend turns on his light on his phone, and he didn't see anything until... No, my phone! It died! At least the theater gives me light. Whoever's there, show yourself! I wake out of nowhere, shockingly. Then I noticed that my friends were gone. And then I was like, what the heck? Guys, if you're trying to do a trick on me, this is not funny. Just because you're totally into me, you have to scare me to death. Maybe they went to leave the theater without me. And I noticed that the movie was still playing. But I got a little tired and just got tired of watching the movie. So I went home. Well, I didn't go home, but then I heard this knock on my back of the door. Yes? You ready?
Tonight's Halloween comes to an end.
I screamed shockingly. I literally start the car and start backing up. I hit my friend so hard that I thought he was dead. But then I saw the guy that was playing this game with us the entire time. Then I saw my friend's dead body. You killed him! You did this! I said to him very comfortably.
For a long time, people have been taking my candy.
That's why they call me the I creep out. Hey, you better show up. That's all I remember from Halloween. And that's how I started to be born. I was named T-Rex Myers. So, this is another Halloween story that I remember from Halloween. So, apparently, I went to this theater drive to watch a movie that was called Killer Ducks. It was made in 1984. The greatest horror movie years of all time. So, we watched the movie for a long time. We spent 14 minutes there, and let me tell you, the movie was good. It was good as any type of movie, but we were in the theater drive. Then, somebody knocked on our door. That guy next to me is my friend. I looked towards him. I was like, oh, what's up, Vera Freddy? What's up, T-Rex? I was thinking if you can go trick-or-treating with us. Sure, I can go trick-or-treating with you guys. What do you think? Yeah, I think once we get done watching this movie, we can do trick-or-treating. Wait, did you even pay for a ticket to come here? Yeah. I brought my friend, my little brother, though. His little brother looked kind of suspicious, like he was hiding something. I know something for a fact that he was hiding something. Look at him with a distinct look, and I'm like, so, how old are you? Like, what's your favorite thing to do? Kill. problems with talking. And when it comes to Halloween, he's getting really into the spirit. So, what do you think? I think I'll go. I suspiciously say. So we get suit up for Halloween, and then we parked our cars next to each other to watch the movie. After we watch the movie first before we go trick or treating, and then they bring up some chairs to watch the movie. The movies was a complete blast because I like them. The Killer Ducks movie, that was my favorite horror movie since the dawn of time. So after I was watching that movie, something came up to me, and I got an idea. So I noticed something. So I had to do something. I go over to VR Freddy's, my friend's brother, and I'm like, hey, you wanna go trick-or-treating unsecretly? And he's like, yes, must kill. And then I brought him with me to go trick-or-treating. I wasn't actually going trick-or-treating with him. I was trying to find a way to get rid of him. Because I don't want him to get near my friends. Because I have a feeling that he tried to kill us. So, the houses will be right here. There'll be plenty of people to get candy from.
Where the house?
You just gotta adventure the woods to find the houses. Maybe there's some secret people who might want to trick or treat with you. So I'm gonna go to the theater drive.
Okay.
After I got rid of that creep, I just sat down into my car and just... So, the movies was a blast. And there was a lot of screaming. So, my friend woke up and then banged his head onto the car. Then, I noticed something. There was a mysterious car coming towards us. Parked right in front of us. What the... excuse me? What are you doing parking here? I politely asked, while yelling. A driver peeked out of the window and started opening its door and came out its door. And it turns out that it was the guy that I tricked to go trick-or-treating in the woods that I tried to get rid of. Then VR Freddy's like, well, how did you get a car? And he's like, I no get car. I stole car from human. Human died for some reason. Me mouse got hungry. Those words got me thinking, is he a man-eating massacre demon guy? Does he even like Halloween? Is he just one of those legends from those short? The movie was too loud. I couldn't even think in my mind. So I decided to just park out the car and just go trick-or-treating. But then I noticed the guy staring right at us, very devilishly and very, very, very terrifyingly. What's with the face? Why are you staring at him like that? Did you do something to him? No, I swear I didn't do anything to him. Maybe I was asleep. He sent me out woods. He tried get eaten. I must eat you now. Let's just go. Yeah, let's just keep on. Let's just sit here and just watch the movie until it's over. Okay? Okay. He slips out of the seat and just goes nowhere behind the car that he ate the passenger of. And then the car car was going towards my friend. I had to do something. I had to stop it. So I jumped onto the car. Oh my god! Are you okay? Dude! That's when the dude, he slipped away. My friend noticed it and started following him. Then he tried to chase him. Dude, you okay? Yeah? Where's my friend? Dude? Where did your brother go? I don't know. I'll go find him. Let's just split up, okay? Okay. Right. I go that way, you go that way. Okay? Okay. So we split it up at the middle of we split it up at 7 p.m. Actually, it was 6. Halloween night. Things got a little different. My brother was following as if his own kite was flown away. But then he started levitating off the ground. And then he flew away. Away and away and away. Then my friend, our Freddy, runs out of nowhere, just asking, where did he go? Which side did he go? He said, he went over there, and he's just levitating. And then our Freddy knew that he had to do something, so he ran after him. My friend followed him. And then it was the day of Halloween, a true Halloween. I fell into like a woods, and I didn't know where I was. Then I found a reflection of myself. There was this large light behind me. Is that me? Is that the past that I was from? I don't know what is happening. Why is this happening on Halloween night? Oh gosh. I fainted on it. Then I woke up and I noticed, I looked at the mirror again. I noticed that there was a giant guy behind me with a jar of light. And there was the brother. I know karate. I checked on the mirror. So I started investigating my friend's room. I didn't see him. Again, they were separated. So, I started walking and walking and walking and walking till I saw nothing. There was no trace of my friend. All I just heard was clack, clack, clack behind me. And that's when I noticed the mirror. I thought somebody behind me. I checked behind myself really quickly, then nobody was there. And someone touches me on the back and says,
Tonight, Halloween comes to an end.
at that point I just turned around very quickly. Still, nobody there. Then I felt this pulling on me. Then I looked at him, and he said,
We must eat you.
then he stared at me, I stared at him. He crawled on top of me, then started biting the skin off of my body. Stop it! I slam him inside. I slam him across the wall, and then I slam him on top of a stage. Then I kneel him down. Then I decided to put him under the grass so he could never be seen. Then I went away. But that Halloween night was over. I know that he was out there somewhere. That Halloween night would never end. Dun, 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 dun. Beep, 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 beep. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Hold your horses. What are you doing here, Kirk Singer? We just came here to do some stuff. And he wanted to go to this yard sale. So, you know. Yeah, just all that normal stuff. Either way, this stuff does not have anything to do with back in 1984.
Okay, what year is it right now?
The year is 19... According to my calculations, the year is 1991.
1991? I thought it was 19...